Mm-hmm.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oranje Does Heroes of the Storm PTR. We have some delightful Ragnaros fun. Long-awaited character. Lots of people have been looking forward to his arrival. Ever since he was mentioned at BlizzCon, I've been looking forward to trying him out because I think he's got a very interesting kit. I'm here with Jamie,
Hello.
who's playing Uther because the hard carry Ragnaros is a thing. And we're going to dive into some AI with AI teammates purely because fuck the PTR queues. Also, we're not famous enough to get a decent custom game. So, we might try for one in a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Also, I'm not very well, hence my voice being of manly qualities today, rather than its usual...
You sound like a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, rather than its usual, like, I'm a 12-year-old, hello. And also Irish, apparently.
Yeah, like why you just turn into a leprechaun when you've got
I'm ill, Jamie, don't judge.
I judge you all the time. It's
Leave
like
me-
the
leave
reason
me
that we're
alone.
friends.
So, Ragnaros, Firelord, champion
Ass
of
kicker.
Molten Core, Death Dealer of the Old Gods, and some other made-up titles that I'll pull out my arse later. His kit is very good for both being an assassin and also for solo laning. He has on his Q Empower Sulfurous, or Sulfurous. Ragnaros' next basic attack is instant, dealing 231 ability damage in an area. Can you stop pinging the AI?
Sorry, I was making them so that they didn't reach your lane so you could show off.
Yeah.
I was doing a helpful thing.
Dealing 231 ability damage in an area and heals to 20% of the damage dealt, healing doubled versus heroes. So that's basically his lane sustain, also a lane clear because it does a AoE. His W, Living Meteor, vector targeting. So like Alarak, you can put it down and make it go in a certain direction. Summon a meteor at the target point that deals 78 damage, then rolls in a target direction, dealing 312 damage per second for 175 seconds. I really like this ability. It's fantastic for chasing people down. So if you're bullying someone out of lane and they go, oh, I need to go sippy cup, then you can deal with that. I don't know how it's fair against the hammer. We'll see. His E is Blast Wave, self-targeted or an ally. Granting 25% movement speed for 1.5 seconds before exploding, dealing 108 damage to nearby enemies. I'm going to have to deal with this hammer. So we put the meteor down and it chases the hammer away. We, at level 1, can choose to empower Sulfurous, to increase Empower Sulfurous with minion kills, which leads to a fairly hefty damage increase for the reward. Empower his Living Meteor with more damage. I don't know if they go deal with this. Get. Go away. Or Engulfing Flame. Increase Blast Wave radius, reduce cooldown. So Blast Wave radius, it basically make your Blast Wave a bit better. It does more damage in a wider area. It does it a bit quicker. Shifting Meteor I really like because it allows you to recast and change its direction. So it helps a lot with chasing. It's generally my go-to. But I think if you want to go pure assassin, Sulfurous Hungers is pretty hot. So we'll go for Shifting Meteor at the moment, just to do some of the lane clear. Also because we have this hammer to chase down. And look at all the quest icons! Yay! It's insane.
To be fair, Phil, all of his abilities are pretty hot.
Ah!
Sorry, I hadn't said anything in a
Yeah,
little while.
it's fine. Oh, level 4 already. Jesus, this takes a lot of talking. Right, so level 4 is his survivability tier. You can take Fire Ward, Living Meteor grants spell block. So hitting an enemy with Living Meteor gives you a charge spell block, reducing damage to the next abilities by 50%. Next 2 abilities by 50%. Slow Burn slows enemies hit by Blast Wave. So if you've already taken the increased radius of 1, that synergizes quite nicely. And of course, you've got increased move speed whilst you're doing that, so it's pretty good for escaping. Go away, so. Run away! Didn't run away far enough. So we're going to try his trade out here. So Ragnaros' trait is pretty sweet. You can basically sit on a building and have a massive range of abilities. So we're going to just dump some stuff on this hammer over here. Unfortunately, his Q is a swing, which doesn't really do a lot. But
Yeah, I guess
at the moment,
it does do a stun. I guess a stun at that massive.
it does do a stun, but only if they're next to you. So you can wave it over here. Whee! But as you can see, I can hit the point very nicely from quite a safe distance and do a fuck ton of damage. So yeah, watch out for that Ragnaros first pick on Cursed Hollow. That OP poke.
I'm just thinking probably the only one he couldn't get would be this one here.
Yeah. Unless this keep had been destroyed and then you could take it over.
Yeah, no, that's true, because you can once it's been destroyed, you can go on enemy keeps, can't you, with a stray?
Go away. Oh no, they came towards me rather than running away. Shit. Oh, this is bad. So survivability tier. So you've got the spell block, you've got the slow, and then you've got catching fire, which basically increases. Is what did it used to be called? The gathering regen globes for health regen.
Regen master.
Regen master. It used to be. It's basically his version of regen master. But the request reward allows you to activate the talent to be resistant for 3 seconds to take 25% less damage. So again, really good kind of laning ability there. That gives you a slight bit of survivability combined with the blast wave to get out of trouble a bit easier.
I grow tired.
They're kind of just leaving me to it over here, so I'm not really showing off his like lane bully qualities.
Earn my favor.
But yeah, so his trait is really good at basically blunting a push, because you have at level 7 you have 5,260 health that burns away over 18 seconds. Obviously taking damage will increase the rate at which that burns down, but
we were gonna try it to see if you could heal that back up as well.
yeah, we were going to see, but I don't think you can. I think it'd be a bit OP. But what it means is whilst you
Blizzard
have
never make their new characters OP, do
yeah,
they?
but whilst you have that, whilst you're on the building and you have that amount of health, the building is not taking damage. And you can stun people, you can blow them up, you can drop meteors on them and do all sorts of fun stuff to really fuck up their push, clear their minions, clear their mercenaries out, you know, and really kind of ruin their day. So if the enemy are split pushing or pushing with a Sylvanas, say, they can turn off the building, that's fine, but they can't turn off the Ragnaros. So he kind of can counter Sylvie to some extent.
Does the building keep firing when Ragnaros is on it?
No, it doesn't. It basically becomes just a pool of lava that he is in. So at 8, we can reduce Empower Sulfurous cooldown if it hits at least 2 enemy heroes. So that will drop it to... oh, I can't see the cooldown because I've got it activated at the moment. Hang on. So it's a 4-second cooldown. So you can, if you hit 2 heroes at once, then it will drop it to a 2-second cooldown, which is pretty sweet. Molten Power. Each enemy hit by Living Meteor increases the damage of the next Living Meteor by 15%. Now, if you've already taken the level 1 talent for the Meteor, then that again is pretty good synergy, because it will allow you to hit multiple heroes by redirecting it that bit more. Also, it's going to do a shitload more damage when it's on them, and you can run it back over them a lot more as well. Oh, look at him run. Okay, that's my quest complete. So at the 6-minute mark, when I haven't really been trying it, I've completed my quest. It's really easy. Like, hitting 50 heroes, you will do like 4 heroes per turn. So, you hit like 10 stacks per time you set it out. At 7, I'm going to do this quick before we hit 10. You can take the cooldown down, you can do that, or Superheated. Blast Wave is used on Ragnaros, it deals 100% increased damage. So it's, again, really good lane clear. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Medivh. that wasn't what I wanted to happen. So again, you can have really good close range lane clear. If you've got something like a mosh pit, for example, it's a bit more likely that you'll be able to make use of that. But personally, I like the Molten Power just because it really goes with the level 1 talent. Why are they pushing and is that a curse? What's going on?
Yes. I think it's because I had all the guys pinged on me, so we weren't soaking all the lanes.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want them running down into bot and kind of like ruining your spiel.
So we can redirect it by pressing W again. Oh, he took that.
Here, get the Bright Wing.
Ah.
Or you can get both of them because you're jaunty like that.
Yeah, I'm a jaunty motherfucker. So at 10, We have exciting lava wave. Release a wave of lava from Ragnaros' core that travels down the targeted lane, dealing 509 damage per second to non-structure enemies in its path, and instantly killing enemy minions. That's a very long sentence for someone who can't breathe very well. Whew. Right. Damage increased by 100% versus heroes. So, if you catch people in lane, if you can time a mosh pit or a VP incredibly well, and drop that... oh, fuck's sake, really. And drop that on them, then it will do a buck ton of damage. That's right, a buck ton. I don't even know what that is. Oh god, he went fast. Fast Varian. However, it is very much a I'm going to split push this lane and not really do that much. Like, it's useful if you can catch people out or if you're chasing, but it doesn't travel fast enough to really kind of surprise gank anyone, and they can see it coming on the minimap. So I think if you're aiming for a more team fighty, split pushy guy, team fighty, assassin-y guy, sorry, then you really want to go for Sulfurous Smash, because you can do this.
Like that.
Ah!
God, I'm just getting absolutely nuked.
Do you want me to go help?
Do you want to go? Should we try this out? Do you want to go hop on the building?
Yeah.
I want to see if I can heal you. No, I can't. I don't even get the option to.
But look, look at the range. Look at the range. You can reach the other building. So, like, if you've died and just respawn, you can just land on that one and you can hit people that are attacking this building.
Oh well, it was interesting. I didn't think it would work.
No, it would be a bit ridiculous.
because it was specified as as health rather than than a timer.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get this, however.
Killing spree.
He took Dalaran, that's weird.
Well, because his crit strike now counts as
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
ability damage, so it's actually quite good, the Dalaran banner now.
Yes, that is very true. So at 13, again a bit more survivability. You can increase the healing. So remember, against heroes it's doing 40% healing. You can increase it for an additional 60% healing dealt to heroes over 2 seconds. So you'll get a big hit of the 40% and then you'll get the 60% over the next 2 seconds. Yeah.
How long?
Mr. Ashford, they're doing it again!
What unit of time?
Blast Wave, Tempered Flame means the Blast Wave damage gives you a shield equal to 100% of the damage dealt for 3 seconds. I can't read now. And Resilient Flame, when you are stunned, you gain resistant, reducing damage taken for 3 seconds. So, you know, that's the thing.
No, Arthas, come back to get healed.
No, die! No! Ah, meteor face.
Double kill.
So I like the Cauterized Wounds. I think Resilient Flame can be quite useful, but generally if you're getting stunned, you're going to die in a team fight. Like in an organised team fight. So the 50% damage reduction, it could lead to like some last minute clutch saves. But it depends on their team comp really, as to how helpful you think. Like, if you're going to get chain stunned until death, then having the resiliency and possibly the possibility of getting healed, I don't know how useful that would actually be in the long run. But
yeah, the thing is, I find with a lot of those talents, if someone wants you dead, you're gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. But if they just got 1 or 2 stuns, like you got maybe a Diablo into a Tyrande, if you can stay alive through that, then it'll keep you alive long enough to get that heal. Against the comp we're facing, I think probably either the Blast Wave or the Cauterized Wounds. I think we're going to try the Cauterized Wounds. Smush. Smush the tiny hammer. So it's a not inconsiderable amount of healing. Now this is where things get quite interesting. Get him, get him, get him! No.
I was getting the bright wing. It's like right next to us. Or not. I'm here.
So you got some really good opportunities for doing large amounts of damage very quickly. This is kind of where his burst comes from. So Giant Scorcher empowers your Furious, burns enemy heroes for 9% of their maximum health at over 3 seconds. This does not heal Ragnaros. So basically you're going to be chunking people for 9% over 3 seconds each time you hit Q. So it's every 4 seconds. 2 if you take the cooldown reduction. So you see what I mean about his Q talents being very much geared towards his like hero assassination style.
Yeah, definitely. Although I think some of his Q talents work well, however you're building.
Yeah.
Remember Ragnaros? Like, remember when he used to like kick the crap out of you in vanilla? Well, he's in the Nexus now.
Meteor Bomb, living meteor, explodes at the end of its path, dealing 429 damage to all enemies. So obviously with the ability to redirect that, you can choose whether explosion is going to happen. So that's quite good for the chase, or for kicking off against a group of enemies. You know, again, wave clear. Ah, it didn't explode in the right place. Ah, Jamie! You left me! Blast Echo creates a second blast wave after the first. So basically, after it explodes, you create another one. I don't know if they both give you the speed increase. Let's take it and find out. But as you can see from that engagement, he is quite squishy. Like one-on-one, he's fine, but you know, he can be locked down and deleted fairly easily. He doesn't have any kind of native escapes apart from Blast Wave, but that's only 1.5 seconds. So you know, that's a thing.
Oh hey Martin. Yeah, no man, it sucks that you're working, but you know it means we can play Heroes of the Storm and not have to carry you, which is nice.
So mean, Jamie. So mean. Apparently we're trying to win down in bot lane.
And Keith says that he's triggered because of Ragnaros.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Too soon, Executus. You have summoned me too soon. It kind of makes me wish they'd bring him out on live like tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'd be quite funny.
We can't use him in Heroes Lounge for what, 2 weeks is it?
Yeah.
After release, so really 3 weeks from now. Which is fair enough. He does seem a bit good.
I think he's got his place, but I don't, unlike Varen and Samiro, I don't think he's like a massive twat. So.
Yeah. He's got a big twat hammer though.
Yes, he does.
On the Zoo. There we go.
See, like the burst, if you take the Sulfura Smash, the burst is pretty good. And the range is huge. Like from where I am, I can hit people near the fort, no, the keep. So it's pretty good, as the Crypt would say.
If you sit on this, Phil,
Yeah.
can you hit their keep?
Probably, yeah. Yes, I can. I can just siege this all day. I mean, it doesn't do massive damage to buildings.
No, I think you probably would be more use if you were there. But I suppose you can hop on it for the retreat.
I mean, like for
You have
this
that-
fight here, I could just keep landing damage on the buildings and the people. You know, and you know, I've chunked the heroes fairly well and helped destroy that building even quicker. So.
Martin, the reason we're playing a bot match isn't because to remind us like you were here. It is in fact because the queue time for Ragnaros and PTR is like 4 years at the minute, and we just wanted to show him off quite quickly.
Yeah. Go away. And then at 20, quickly before we win, Sulfura Smash slows enemies by 50% for 2 seconds, and enemies in the middle are stunned by additional 1.5. Yeah, I didn't really explain that. So when you put Sulfura Smash down, there's a center area that deals 3 times the damage and stuns them for 0.5 of a second. You can take Heroic Difficulty, which increases your health and damage and the cooldown reduction for your trait by 50% basically. And submerge, oh fuck's sake, which lets you enter stasis and heal. So it's basically a Dahaka burrow combined with the trait.
Yeah, no. So I agree with you. I think he has his place. I don't think he's going to be like an auto pick, like or an auto ban like Varian and.
I think he will be to begin with, purely because he's new. Scary new person. And his defensive capabilities are great. I think, as I said, I think he'll be a very good counter to Sylvanas push plays. Purely because, you know, he can siege up on that building, he can deny them damage to that building, and he can deal out a lot of AoE damage.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think he's going to be quite an interesting counter to Abathur as well. You know, Abathur pushing a lane out, you can just instantly nullify that.
Yeah.
You know, Abathur, even not necessarily the pure split push build Abathur, but certainly, well, even the pure split push build Abathur, because yeah, you take the evolved monstrosity, but you can't push towers with the evolved monstrosity without a minion wave.
Yeah. And also, you know, obviously, if he's body soaking in a forward lane and you just drop the lava surge on it, he's gonna have to leave and go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In something of a panic, because it probably will kill an Abathur. I don't know. We should try that.
It'll certainly put a fair chunk of dent in his health, and you'll know where he is if he's not paying attention as well.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't know he's been revealed.
But I think it is very situational. We tried it out on Brax's holdout, and it doesn't really do much to the Zerg.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think, to be honest, he's not that great on Brax's holdout. Because, like a lot of characters that have a strong wave clear and good at pushing, it's only a 2-lane map. I would still pick up the Sylvanas over him every time.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd pick up almost any dedicated split pusher rather than having him fill that split push slot.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
The thing I like with Raggy though is that rather than feeling you have to take a dedicated specialist for split pushing or, you know, whoever, he can do nice damage, and he has a cool trait that allows him to help with that. Like the fact that all of his abilities are pretty much AoE doesn't necessarily draw away from the fact that they also do a lot of single target damage. Like if you 1v1 someone, you'll probably do come out fairly well.
Yeah, no, he's got, because he's got such, especially if you build into that so much sustain on the Q and the percentage damage.
Yeah, I mean, let's try another one. I'll build just Q and we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah, cool.
Numbers wise.
I'm going to play someone who's not Uther because I only did that for that interesting experiment.
I'm going to put the difficulty up to veteran as well, just to see.
I'm frightened. Who am I going to play? I'm going to just play Joe, I think, just because I need a bit more practice on her. Screw the stream, I need to get good at tanking.
Yeah.
That was your cue to say, no, your tanking's really good, Jamie. Like, you're perfect.
I'm not feeling too ill. Just, yeah, you're cool.
Yeah, we'll try another. We'll try another versus AI, and we'll maybe wait till he goes live before we try him in a live test fire environment. Just because, as you say, I don't think we're going to get the faffing about with creating a custom game is. I can't be bothered. If we had the rest of the guys on.
Hi, Braxis.
Oh, hi, Braxis. Well, this is a good
example. We'll show them off a bit on this.
Yeah.
What's the enemy team? Medivh Chromie. See, Chromie's. I don't know if Chromie. I'm assuming she will do damage to him in building form because he'll count as a hero still.
10 seconds.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Which means she could be something of a counter because she's got massive range as well, and he'll just be sat in one place.
She can out-poke him.
Yeah, exactly. Poke. Poke.
Keith says you need to make a soundbite of me saying I need to get good just to lull him to sleep. Is that to deal with the flashbacks of Ragnaros of you being like a little PvE scrub back in the day? Wiping on Raggy every night. The flashbacks, man. You weren't there. I wasn't actually.
No. Right, so I need to get last hits with my Q, which is odd.
Oh. There's not many of those left in the game now, really, is
Yeah,
there?
I'm basically Asmodan for this period.
Ah, so you're not very good.
Uh-huh.
Hey!
Sorry, I'm just dying over here.
That's okay. I should have gone Ether to heal you again.
I wish you could tell the Medivh to go away.
I can ping him, and we can just all go top if you want to just do stuff here.
With the Medivh.
So I feel like you're in trouble.
So I've
But
got
I'm
6
leaving now.
stacks out of 30. Yeah, no, I don't know if leaving me alone against a Chromie and a Medivh is the best idea though.
Okay. Do you want me to just leave you the Medivh then, and then I'll go top? Because I think it's maybe my
Right,
knight
right.
takes pawn is the problem.
I don't know, maybe. I think it's just the fact it's Chromie is an issue. I be getting chunked. Da, 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 da.
Oh dear. The beacons are energizing. You have to control them.
I have 10 stacks of 30. So it doesn't take long. But it can be a bit awkward.
Yeah.
The beacons have activated. Control them.
Just done this with such an early objective. You know what I mean? It's going to take
Yeah.
you just that longer to get it up. Oh, go away, Leoric. I hate your face. I was about to go Brightwing where you fly bot, and then I realised that Richard's not on comms for this.
Yeah, that everyone is not a human.
Everyone's human. Some people are just more human than others. Go away, Chromie.
Got 18. Alright, so I'm going to take the Living Meteor Grant spell block to deal with the Chromie.
That's not a terrible plan.
So I don't know with this if it's... Because it says when Living Meteor hits an enemy hero. Obviously you can hit an enemy hero multiple times, as we saw with the quest talent last map. So I don't know if like if you're getting attacked by someone with spells whilst you're hitting someone with Meteor, whether you'll keep getting successive spell blocks.
Shoot, I think spell shield's on like a cooldown, like block. I'm pretty sure, but then I suppose JoJo's is in.
Well,
Is it
this
refreshes?
just says like whenever you hit an enemy hero.
Yeah, no, maybe not then, because JoJo's works every time you do an ability.
Yeah.
You get the block, because it's just the same ability. You know, it's just the same thing, but
Yeah.
against different types of damage. Our Vala has a serious death wish.
Stupid bots.
Well, no, it's our Brightwing, not our Vala.
How can you get those two confused?
I just saw like someone's health bar getting absolutely deleted. Oh no, they both suck. Gonna ping the retreat, and hopefully the bots listen.
I've got 24. At the 4-minute mark, I've got 24 out of 30, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, you're not doing too bad.
So we're going to go for the reduced cooldown if I hit 2 heroes or more. Also
Yeah, I think that'd be
mana
pretty
back.
good on this.
I get 10 mana back, it costs 25, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's... Especially if you... with the reduced cooldown on it as well. Go away, Leoric.
Zerg waves defeated. Resetting pens as per protocol.
I mean, this is probably quite a good map for taking the catching fire if you don't desperately need the spell block, because you need to get 15 regen globes, and there's the regen globe spawners in each lane.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're guaranteed one every like 40 seconds or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, and the camps are pretty short cooldowns as well.
Yeah.
Or respawn timers on the camps, so... Because you were saying he's quite good at taking camps. I've not really tried him out in a camp-taking environment, but...
He's alright. because he's got lots of AoE.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, I've got 30. So now I've got 150 bonus damage on top of the 304 that I've got. So I'm basically getting 50% extra damage for completing that quest now. Which will drop, the percentage will drop as time goes on. But it's quite a hefty amount, considering I'm healing for 40% of that.
Yeah.
For each hero I hit.
Medivh, no, don't go back in. You're so silly, Medivh.
Go take a camp.
Looks like the
I have noticed the bots will respond to you now. If you ping a camp, they'll come with you.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a bit, the bots are better. If you ping retreat, they generally do leave. Which is quite nice. Well, you do that fairly quickly.
I had a Vala with me as well.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, get out of the
Ragnaros
trap.
camp taking OP.
Yeah. Pocket Vala. Yeah. That Thrall with the Frostwolf. Just like, nope, you're rooted there now. I don't have to do this anymore, what am I doing? I don't have to sit there and meticulously hit each minion once so I can kill them all.
Yeah.
I'm not Asmodan. Stop.
Hey, what do you think this is, League of Legends? Oh, I
Yeah.
might die here.
Uh-oh.
some small comfort at least.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Fort elimination confirmed.
So let's take Lava Wave just because we haven't showed it off yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got this
Well,
lane
let them get
pushing,
him, maybe
so...
it's like,
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push the Lava Wave with the Zerg just to really clear out all of the heroes and minions that are in this wave. There are, I've noticed, playing on New Haunted Mines, there are pockets of areas which are immune to the Lava Wave. It goes in a very specific path. So there are little pockets you can kind of dive into to be safe from it. Now, obviously, if you had if you teamed to Ragnaros with an Alarak, say, you could have many shenanigans pushing people into the Lava Wave. But as I've said before, most part, people are kind of able to get out of the way with a fair amount of warning. Oh, there goes Brian.
yeah, no, it's... I don't... It's nice to have it for doing damage, but I don't think you'd take it to... like,
Offensive
to do
Molten
damage.
Core.
There we go. Oh.
GG.
Yay, Zerg!
Yeah, he bought matches, basically. Oh.
But no, I suppose, in the interest of you keeping your voice for the weekend,
Yeah.
we can call it there. I feel kind of bad for bullying you into the stream now.
It's alright, no, I'm fine.
But no, I like him. I think he's cool.
I think he's I think he's got a lot of build diversity. I think a lot of his talents are, are competitive. It really depends on how you want to build it. Are you building it for that, for the aiming on the E, the W, or the Q? You can mix and match a bit, but obviously, as you talent more into one of them, that one gets better and better. And he has fairly short cooldowns. So we leave. He's looking at a 4-second, a 12-second, and a 10-second. So, nothing monstrous. So, you're always going to have constant abilities going out, regardless of which one you pick. But I definitely think there's something to be said for the Q build if you're going purely assassin. If you're going to be expecting a lot of team fights, say Towers of Doom, pick that up. I don't know if his Molten Core versions, I don't think they get anything like the extra damage. So on the Q, if you get Empower Sulfurous and get the extra damage on that, I don't think the Molten Swing gets any extra damage. Because they are different abilities. But yeah, you expect him to queue for Towers of Doom, lots of team fighting, lots of bunching up in small areas, choke points, hitting multiple people, getting the 2-second cooldown with the 100% healing over time. The Sulfurous Smash, doing massive amounts of damage in the middle, stunning them, things like that. I think, he'll definitely be a very good team fighter, but he also has that ability if you have someone else in your team who can sort of push that melee role, and you don't want to be too crowded, he can be more of a solo laner, split pusher type character.
Yeah, no, you can definitely pick him up. I don't think he would fill one of your melee assassin roles. You know, if you're thinking, right, you want one tank, one melee assassin, one healer, sort of thing. I don't think you would pick him up instead of a melee assassin. You know, if I had like the option between like Thrall and Ragnaros, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'll definitely pick up Raggy.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of your flex pick.
Yeah.
You know, that slot that you'd maybe pick up an Alarak in, or you'd maybe pick up, you know, an Azebo or a Zul in, something like that.
I think he can definitely double lane soak on things like Blackheart's Bay as well as Zul can. Like, his wave clear is insane.
Yeah. I think the thing is, like, yeah, he's got insane wave clear. But the thing is that I'm struggling to think of any situation where I'd rather have him than a Sylvanas. But I think that says more about Sylvanas than him, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But as I say, I think he's a good counter pick to Sylvanas. There is only one Sylvanas in the game. If she's banned out,
definitely.
or, you know, if they've got a hammer, because hammer's range it requires us to siege up and sit still, and then you jump on the building, save the building, and drop a fuck ton of explosives on top of her head.
Yeah,
it's going to blunt that. I think he's really good if you're expecting them to run a push heavy team. To blunting those offensives and like holding the line.
Yeah.
And also, like as we saw on Cursed Hollow, also boosting objective fights from a distance. He can go contribute to that fight from the building, drop all that stuff on it, come out at full health, and join the fight at that point.
Yeah.
So he's already done a massive amount of poke damage to them trying to get that objective.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree. Or if you get bullied out a fight and your Sippy's still on cooldown. One thing we didn't think about how good he's going to be on.
Yeah.
Is Infernal Shrines, killing gremlins, like, from your base.
Yeah, well, you have to check the range on that.
Yeah. We can have a play around with it after. We can hop into some custom matches just to try it.
Yeah, we'll throw some stuff. We'll throw together a very quick what can Ragnaros hit?
What can Ragnaros hit video? Yeah, that would work. But yeah, no, it's you know, just more in the interest of seeing for our own interests. But I'm sure there'll be someone on the internet who's interested in what can Ragnaros can hit.
Yeah.
But no, as I say, I think he's your flex pick. He's very much a flex pick. You know, you wouldn't be picking him up, as I say, instead of that melee assassin role or that second warrior, you know, melee assassin / brawler. He's not.
Yeah.
He does play like a brawler. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying his damage isn't good enough or he can't fill that role. But I don't think you would take that trade. I wouldn't certainly be happy with that.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's your in the same way that I wouldn't want a warrior and an Alarak as my only front line.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with you, but I get what you mean.
Yeah. I was trying to Keith's like, I would because I'm bad. You are bad, Keith.
No, but the thing is, like, I reckon if you ran like a warrior, rag, and something else melee, healer, and a mage in the back line, I think that would be a pretty good team.
Yeah, no,
because
definitely.
he does have the sustain for the longer fights as well. And he can bully people from a fairly decent distance. Obviously, these things are all kind of theory crafting, and we'll see how he plays in reality. And no doubt he'll end up being utter trash when released into the wild, because everyone always says, yeah, this hero seems okay, or he's a bit overpowered on the PTR. And then he comes into live, and it's like, oh my god, this is ridiculous, or oh my god, this is trash. Like, the prevailing opinion on the PTR is never what actually happens in the live environment.
No. Well, we originally thought Shimuro wasn't that great.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
Well, yeah, then look what happened. So.
Well, he's still not that great. It's just a pain in the arse.
Yeah. He's not that great. He's a massive C word. But,
yeah.
You know, that doesn't mean he's not able to be played well. He's not a great person. He's a fairly good character.
It's the same way that, like, Nova's not a bad character in certain situations, but if you play Nova, you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, you're an awful human being.
Also, he has the cutest skin.
Little Ragnaros. He's so cute.
He even has the voice as well from the WoW pet. Yeah, he's cute. Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you are, whether you're watching live or on the video on demand later. Sorry, it's a bit shorter than usual, but we have our first Heroes Lounge game on Sunday. Yay! As we mentioned yesterday. So a video of that will be going up next week, probably of us getting destroyed, but we'll see what happens. Otherwise, keep your eyes peeled for more content, and we're going to keep stuff going up until Christmas. What happens over Christmas, we're not quite sure, but we'll see what happens. But thanks for watching, folks. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe if you want to see more. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. There you get latest notifications of what videos are going to be going up. We're going to try and sort our schedule out at some point, probably in the new year, so that you can see ahead of time. You can see before the day of the video when things are going to be on. But for now,
our Christmas is going to be mental, so
yes.
New Year will be good, we promise.
Yes. So for now, we're going to call it a day, guys, and catch you later. Bye.
Bye.